Welcome back, football fans. Today we bring you massive FC Barcelona updates you don't want to miss. Joao Cancelo is desperate to return to Barca after a tough spell at Al Hilal, while Inter Milan could let Stefan de Vrij leave, but only if they find a replacement first. We also dive into PSG star Vitinha's admiration for Barcelona legend Andres Iniesta, and the promising return of Ronald Araujo to training after his personal leave. With Barca's January transfer window approaching, defensive reinforcements like Nathan Ake and Axel Disasi could still arrive depending on Araujo's comeback. Stay tuned for all the latest transfer rumors, player insights, and club news. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for your daily football fix. Former defender desperate to return to Barcelona, report. A new report from Fischages suggests that Joao Cancelo is increasingly desperate to secure a return to Barcelona, as his situation at Al Hilal continues to deteriorate. The Portuguese international finds himself at a crossroads in Saudi Arabia, with his future now drifting back towards European football. Despite arriving with expectations of playing a key role, Cancelo's standing at Al Hilal has dropped sharply, placing his career plans in serious doubt. At the heart of the issue is a clear sporting decision, as Simone Inzaghi does not intend to include Cancelo on the player list for the second half of the season. This effectively rules him out of competitive action, leaving the defender without any realistic chance of featuring in matches for the remainder of the campaign. As a result, Cancelo's priority is now to leave Saudi Arabia as soon as possible. The objective is to return to Europe, re-establish rhythm and confidence, and arrive in top condition ahead of the next FIFA World Cup. Although Cancelo is expected to report back to training, the club already views the matter as closed, with no expectation that the Portuguese fullback will play again this season. Cancelo wants Barcelona. Unsurprisingly, this development has reignited transfer speculation. Almost immediately, Cancelo's name has once again been linked with Barcelona, a club where he enjoyed a productive loan spell and left a strong impression both on and off the pitch. His familiarity with La Liga plays a significant role in that interest, as it remains a competition in which he feels comfortable and confident. Those close to the player have made it clear that a return to Barca would be viewed very positively. From Cancelo's perspective, the move would make sense professionally, offering high-level competition, tactical freedom, and a familiar environment. However, Barcelona's position is more cautious. While the club appreciates Cancelo's versatility and attacking output from fullback positions, he is not currently considered a priority for the January transfer window. Serie A giants open door for Barcelona targets January exit on one condition. According to a report from Mundo Deportivo, Inter Milan are prepared to part ways with Stefan de Vrij, but only under the clear condition that the Italian giants must secure a replacement at centre-back. In recent days, de Vrij has emerged as a potential short-term solution for Barcelona, who are actively exploring market opportunities ahead of the January transfer window. With defensive depth becoming a growing concern, Barca are looking at experienced profiles who can arrive without a major financial outlay, and de Vrij fits that criteria well. De Vrij's situation at Inter has changed significantly over the past year. His contract is set to expire at the end of the season, and the club has already made it clear that a renewal is not part of their plans. Once a regular starter, de Vrij now finds himself on the fringes of the squad, featuring only sporadically and no longer considered a key figure in the project. Difficult times for de Vrij. This decline in status has also had consequences at international level. With the World Cup fast approaching, de Vrij has lost his place in the Netherlands setup. At 33, time is no longer on his side, and a move where he can secure regular minutes is becoming increasingly important. Despite the current situation, Inter are not willing to let him leave without covering themselves first. The club plan to enter the January market with defensive reinforcements as a priority and have already identified two centre-backs within Serie A as possible additions. Only if one of those deals goes through will de Vrij be allowed to depart. For Barcelona, this creates a waiting game. While the profile makes sense financially and tactically, any move would depend on Inter completing their own business. Should that happen, de Vrij's exit would be almost inevitable. Whether Barca decide to take the final step remains to be seen, but the opportunity is there and January could provide a low-risk solution to a growing problem. PSG superstar names Barcelona legend as his role model, the one who inspired me the most. 2025 has been a memorable year for PSG and Portugal midfield superstar Vitinha, as he won a plethora of titles with the club and achieved a podium finish in the Ballon d'Or race. More recently, the 25-year-old player was named Best Midfielder of 2025 at the recent Globe Soccer Awards Gala held in Dubai, where Barcelona also enjoyed a lot of success. Vitinha idolizes Andres Iniesta. Being linked with a move to Real Madrid of late, Vitinha revealed in a recent interview with Marca, hat-tip Mundo Deportivo, that former Barcelona midfielder and club legend Andres Iniesta has been one of his role models. Without doubt, the one who inspired me the most was Iniesta. Andres Iniesta was always my great reference, noted Vitinha. The 25-year-old Portuguese international also named Real Madrid legend and current AC Milan player Luka Modric as another of his references. And then Luka Modric, of course, he added. Only last week, Vitinha had also spoken highly of current Barcelona rising superstar Lamine Yamal and Pedri, while also hoping to reach the level achieved by Xavi Hernandez and Iniesta in his career. If Joao Neves and I finish our careers and are placed on the same level as Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta, it would be fantastic, he had said. Meanwhile, during the aforementioned interview, Vitinha also gave an insight into what Barcelona legend and current PSG manager Luis Enrique asks of him on the field. There are many things that we train every day and that we already know we have to do, but what can never be lacking with Luis Enrique is commitment. In that respect, nobody can fail him, stated the midfielder. Barcelona welcome key player back to training with one caveat. The Catalan Giants are also working on their strategy for the January transfer window. Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo rejoined the squad for Monday's open training session, having spent the month of December away from the club for personal reasons. Araujo requested a leave of absence in the days that followed his sending off in the 3-0 defeat to Chelsea and was granted permission to take some time away from the team, which he used for a religious trip to Israel and a stint back in his homeland of Uruguay. It was reported earlier this month that Araujo was due back in training on December 29th, and the 26-year-old stuck to that schedule with an appearance in Monday's training. Those initial reports stated Araujo was expected to make his return to competitive action in Barcelona's first fixture of 2026, a trip to Espanyol on January 3rd, but as state no formal decision has been made just yet. Alongside checks on his physical well-being, Barcelona also want to give Araujo enough time to prepare himself psychologically before his return to the public eye. Club officials have given him complete control over his timeline. Araujo's return to impact Barcelona's transfer plans. Shortly after Araujo's leave of absence was granted, it emerged that Barcelona were prepared to let the issue dictate their January transfer plans. Centre-back has been an area of concern for manager Hansi Flick ever since Inigo Martinez's shock departure during the summer, and losing Araujo added extra pressure to the limited numbers available to Flick. While Araujo is now back with the squad, Barcelona will await confirmation over his formal return date before deciding whether they need to find a short-term replacement for the Uruguay international. Unfortunately for Barcelona, the situation in central defense has worsened during Ronald Araujo's absence, especially after Andreas Christensen suffered a partial ACL injury. Although it's not a complete tear, Christensen is expected to be sidelined for about 4 months. Because of this, the club is already planning to bring in at least one new centre-back in January, regardless of when Araujo fully returns. They are also considering the possibility of signing 2 defenders during the winter transfer window. These additions are likely to be short-term solutions, with players like Nathan Ake from Manchester City and Axel Disasi from Chelsea being top candidates. That wraps up today's Barcelona news and transfer updates. Will Joao Cancelo make his way back to Camp Nou? Can Stefan de Vrij become the short-term defensive boost Barca needs? And how will Ronald Araujo's return affect the club's January plans? Plus, hearing PSG's Vitinha talk about the inspiration he draws from Iniesta reminds us of the lasting impact of Barcelona's legends. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Which signing or story excites you the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more daily football updates. Thanks for watching.